Hey everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody has had a good week. We made it to Friday. Yay. A couple of times this week I didn't know if I was going to make it, but I made it. We're here. Good to see so many people here tonight. This is our True Crime After Dark for this week. I usually do this about every other week. I have a chance to do it on the weekend. So we just talk about for anybody who hasn't been here before, welcome. We're glad to have you here. And in True Crime After Dark, we just talk about a news story, anything going on in the true crime world with any of the big cases. I share some stories that I find and save in my browser if I think they're interesting, concerning missing persons, found persons, things of that nature. And then we just chat and get caught up. I like to get caught up with you guys about how y'all's week has been. So we have Miss Barbara Hall is here. Hello, Miss Barbara. Always good to have Miss Barbara here. Miss Doodlebug is here. Please do check out Doodlebug's channel. She has an excellent channel. And anybody with wrenches can throw in channels of any creators. You know, all our partner friends channels, absolutely can throw them in. Mr. Junior Johnson is here, one of my OGs. Hello, Junior, and he is in Kentucky tonight. So I'm glad to see you here, as always, Junior. Miss Donna McIntyre is here, missing and not forgotten, absolutely. Please do check out the Missing and Not Forgotten Facebook group. If somebody can grab the link to that, I know it's hard sometimes to get links off Facebook. At least it is for me with my farm signal, trying to get the Facebook to load. But Miss Donna does a wonderful job sharing missing persons information, flyers, newer cases, cold cases. She is a wonderful human. Chris Gideon is here. Thank you, Chris, for being here. Always good to have you here. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Echoes 14, otherwise known as my brother, one of my brothers, says, I'm here to remind my sister to send my birthday gift. You still got like a month. I've got a month to get you your Christmas, or your Christmas, birthday and Christmas gift. But thank you for dropping in. Always good to have when my brother drops in. Oh, goodness. Don't believe anything he says about me in chat. If he says anything, don't believe it. Oh, goodness. Oh, and I saw this. I love this. Dandy says, it's the final countdown. So now you got that song in my head. Good old 80s hairband, Europe, the final countdown. Miss Lisa Joe is here. Always good to have Miss Lisa Joe here. Another wonderful advocate. She does a lot of wonderful things on Facebook, sharing, advocating. Miss Ange from Truth and Justice channel is here. Always a pleasure to have you here. Please do check out Truth and Justice channel also, and on Facebook for those that do Facebook. I know some on here don't do Facebook, but I do it minimally. I try to stay off of it. I check up on friends and family, and then I post the missing and all the true crime stuff on my Southern Gal True Crime account. But other than that, I try to stay away from social media. Yes, Miss Doodle says, hello, beautiful humans. Absolutely. Are you having trouble again? Miss Ange says, only chat. I can't get live chat. Weren't you the one that was having trouble the other night with the scissors or something that kept coming up in the chat? I don't understand that. I hate that for you. Obviously, you can post. Can you see the live chat? I don't know. I am perplexed at that one. Michigan Wifey is here. Another one of my OGs, my original gals and my original guys who have been with me since the very beginning of my Still Baby channel, when it was even smaller than it is now. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Miss Michelle C is here. And thank you so much to mods, everybody who has wrenches, who helps throw in links and keeps an eye on the chat. Luckily here we don't have trouble with troublemakers or trolls, so we usually don't have to worry about that. But they are at the ready to throw their wrenches and play whack-a-troll just in case. Miss Nan is here. Always good to have Miss Nan here. Hello. Yes, we have some green hearts for Timmy Dees. And the link, once again, the link to the Timmy Dees petition to reopen Timmy's case is in the description box. If you have not signed it, please sign it. If you have signed it, please share the link anywhere and everywhere you can. Also, the link to Arctic's petition to reform, standardize the Amber Alert system is also in the description description box. Please sign it once again if you haven't already signed it. Share it anywhere and everywhere you can. Because the Amber Alert is so broken, it needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed. Let's see if anybody else has snuck in on me here. Trying to get caught up in comments. Trying to see how far behind in comments. I'm only about 8 minutes behind in comments. But this True Crime After Dark is a looser show. We don't have to really stick to any time frame, you know. Sometimes they could last, 2 hours, 4 hours, 2 days. Who knows? No, not that long, but they have been known to go on for 3 or 4 hours, and I don't know if that'll be the case tonight because I'm still not feeling great. I feel better than I did this past weekend in the beginning of this week, but I think I ate something that either I have a tummy bug or I ate something that didn't agree with me, so just bear with me. All right, let me see. Trying to get down through here. Trying to see. Dandy, Dandy's probably having trouble with autocorrect or autofill again. Dandy's always having trouble with the darn autocorrect. Michigan Wifey says, "What did y'all get me for my birthday?" Absolutely. Michelle says, "Justice for Durante Martin and Timmy Dees." Absolutely. Absolutely. And there is a, I don't know if it's a petition, but there is a change.org article for Durante Martin also. I believe you can find it in the description part of my channel. If not, I will share it in my community tab. But that's another case that Mr. Steve, along with Timmy's case, Mr. Steve from the National Treasure, Mr. Steve and Mrs. Steve and the whole team that goes out and helps his families. They have been doing a lot of work on Timmy's case and on Durante's case, and I think they're going to start looking into Doug Till's case, all those Fredericktown, Missouri cases. So please just send always thoughts, prayers, and good vibes to Mr. Steve and that whole crew over there, fighting the good fight, boots on the ground. Oh, Junior said he's going to be listening. He's already in bed. All of us night owls. That's all right, Junior. I'll do the same thing. I'll put on if I'm replay crew. I'll stream it to my TV and sack out on the bed and watch as much as I can before I end up falling asleep. Not because it's boring, but because as soon as I'm getting to the age now where as soon as my head hits the pillow, I'm out. Unless I'm actually trying to go to sleep, and then I'm staring at the ceiling, twiddling my thumbs, counting sheep. Oh, Chris said, Michigan Wifey, we got you a Michigan Wolverine win. I know Echoes, I think Echoes used to like the Wolverines. I don't know if he still does. I remember back when When we were growing up, he was a fan of Michigan, and we have kinfolk actually that live in Michigan. So thank you, Miss Ange, for more green hearts. Take it down before I lose it, and getting caught up here. Yes, I don't know exactly when Michelle Wifey's birthday is, but happy birthday whenever it is. Now let's see when is my brother's birthday? No, I can still remember birthdays most of the time. Oh goodness. Oh, there's Miss Barbara's back. You're all right. You're not late. You're fine, Miss Barb. We always give Miss Barb a pass on everything. Miss Barb is a special lady. For anybody who doesn't know, who may be new here, live or watching replay, Miss Barbara is Timmy D's mother, who we were mentioning earlier. She has been fighting for justice for Timmy for so long. And hopefully with the help of Mr. Steve and everybody who has worked, and the Lawless Files also, and whoever works behind the scenes on Timmy's case, sounds like they are getting things in motion. And so hopefully things will start happening soon, hopefully. Thank you much, Doodle. Put in Miss Angie's channel, Truth and Justice. Michigan Wifey says, I've already had so many of those, I don't know where I'd put another. Are you talking about Michigan wins, or did I miss that? I may have missed something. There's Miss Gail Hurd. Hello, Miss Gail. Thank you for being here. Always good to have Miss Gail here, one of my wonderful members. Thank you to all the members. Absolutely. I appreciate your support so much. And I will have a new members only video uploaded Sunday. And then I uploaded, I'll have one uploaded Sunday, a case from here in Arkansas, a special case that I'm going to share just with my members. And then Wednesday, I will have for my members, I did a document reading of, we've been talking about the developments in the Morgan Nick case. And I have a bunch of Billy Jack links from the Arkansas website where you can go in and get all the court records and official documents and court trial transcripts and warrants and things of that nature. I've downloaded just about every single piece of official document that's available on the site, and I found the incident report from where he tried to abduct the little girl, 11-year-old girl from Van Buren, just 2 months after Morgan disappeared. So I did a reading of that for you guys, and I'll have it uploaded, like I said, probably Wednesday for the members. Thank you, Ange. Put in Miss Donna's, I can't ever remember if it's a group or a page, but it's a Missing and Not Forgotten. Please do check it out. Lots and lots and lots of missing that are shared there. Like I said, if you do Facebook, please do go there and share as much as you can. That's the most important thing that all of us can do is share, creator videos, Facebook post, a community tab post here on YouTube of the missing. That is the most important thing that we can all do. Thank you, Miss Ange. There is a Miss Doodle's channel. Please do check her out. Miss Lisa Jo, Miss Lisa Jo says somebody's running her mouth. Probably me. I run my mouth all the time. Yes, definitely, Miss Ange. Somebody can throw in, yeah, anybody on here that has a missing person, cold case, true crime related Facebook group or page, absolutely, you can. Somebody can throw the link in. No, I have no problem with that. I'm sorry to hear that, Nan. Miss Nan says she's having to use voice chat because her fingers hurt. But my love to everyone. Well, I hope you get to feeling better, Miss Nan. I don't know. I have achy fingers too sometimes. I think I'm getting that some kind of arthritis where you get your knuckles start getting bigger, swelling up. So I understand. Thank you, Miss Ann. She put in Arctic Fox True Crime, his channel. Thank you so much. I'm slowly getting caught up. Oh yes, we cannot forget Miss Sunshine, Mind of Monsters, another wonderful advocate and a fellow creator, one of our friends. There is Mr. Steve's channel, True Crime Web. Thank you guys for getting these links in so fast. I can't keep up with you. Yes, Doodle says, please hit that thumbs up button. Exactly. To help the mysterious YouTube algorithm push this out more, so this information can get out to as many people as possible. I will deny this till the day that I die. Echo says she says not to believe anything I said. Ask her if she broke a hairbrush on my head one time. Actually, I did. And it wasn't like, one of these, I don't have a hairbrush handy, these cheap plastic ones like we have nowadays. This was like back in the 70s and 80s where they were made out of that really hard, good plastic. Yep. But the reason I threw it at you is probably because you did something to me and made me mad. So I probably had good reason. Oh, goodness. You're never going to let me live that down. That's all right. Yes, absolutely. There's Miss PJ's channel, Lighting Their Way Home. Please do check out Miss PJ. Absolutely. She also does excellent, excellent work. She cranks out them missing videos, missing shorts, missing posters on the community tab. She does an excellent job. I'm slowly getting there. Oh, Doodle says a bunch of people have that tummy bug. Yeah, I don't know. I was feeling better for a few days. Like I said on my other live, whenever we had the last live stream. When we was talking about Morgan's case Wednesday. That last weekend, for 2-3 days, I didn't get out of bed. I felt like total crap. And then I got to feeling better for a couple of days. And then today I went out to work and was working. Then I went and picked up my mom, and they got back from their trip safely. So I went and picked her up, and we went back to a Wally World and shopped and came home. I did a couple more orders, deliveries while she was shopping. And then I got home and I ate something, and now I'm just kind of, but I will make it. I will persevere. Oh, guess what's coming? The Moo Cow. Thank you, Miss Gail Hurd. Sent a $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, Miss Gail. You're an angel. Absolutely. So get ready. Everybody who donates gets, well, let me find it. Gets the Moo Cow. There is Miss Gail's Moo Cow. Thank you so much, Miss Gail. That is very sweet of you. And Miss Gail does this in so many, because I see her or a bunch of you guys in different creators chats. And Miss Gail is always gifting memberships, donating. She is another wonderful human being, as you all are. We are all wonderful human beings. So thank you, Miss Gail. Yes, thank you everybody for thanking Miss Gail. Yes, everybody is showing Miss Gail love in the chat. Oh, did I not say happy birthday? Happy birthday, Michigan Wifey. She says, dang, I can't even get a happy birthday from Dawn. I thought I said happy birthday. Happy birthday, Michigan Wifey. If I had I'm going to have to make up a little birthday gift to play. Whenever anybody we have a live stream and anybody has a birthday or a birthday coming up or just passed, I'm going to make a birthday gift to play, kind of like the Moo Cow. Sunshine from Mind the Monsters made the moo cow. So I might have to get her to make me a happy birthday gift. Because I love my moo cow. And she also made, you can't see it right now because my ugly mug's on the screen, but she also made my background that you can see part of with my dumpster fire. See, Echo said happy birthday to you or to somebody. I don't know if it's to himself or to Michigan Wifey. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Okay, Dandy says I learned a long time ago that you don't know what you know until you know. We live in a time of instant information. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it's too much information sometimes. Unfortunately. Michigan Wifey says they need I'm assuming you're talking about the Wolverines need a better quarterback. I can't remember the last time I've actually watched a Michigan football game. They don't show them a lot down here in Arkansas. Every once in a while, they might show it, depending on who they're playing. So I don't know who y'all's quarterback is. Oh goodness, Miss Gail says she has a Vicks inhaler stuck in her nose. Oh, allergies. Yeah, allergies are bad down here too. I used to get allergies just during the summertime, and then during like this time of year when they're harvesting and cutting the fields, and you got all that chaff and everything coming off the fields. But now it's year round. I have allergies. All a part of getting old, I suppose. Right. Just when I think I'm getting caught up. But I love chatting with you guys, seeing what you guys have been up to. Oh, Miss Lisa just said she's running her mouth. It's all right. Run your mouth, girl. Run your mouth. Yes, Miss Lisa Joe is on Facebook. A voice for the lost and find Barb Cotton. And I think we either did a live, or maybe it was during one of my live streams. I think I actually did a video on Barb Cotton. I have so many, I can't keep up with who I've done already and what I haven't done. I have a whole notebook with a list of live streams to do, subjects, cases to do. I think I either did a video or a live stream on Barb, but I'm not sure. Miss Lisa Joe might have to remind me. Miss Gail said Amber Hagerman's case was never solved. That means he is still out there. I don't know who you mean by he. I know who Amber Hagerman is. She was actually the Amber that the Amber Alert was named for. And I think I had intended to do a video on Amber Hagerman, but once again, have not got it done yet. Yes, Miss Donna has several groups. She says, I have several groups with close to 300,000 members and like pages. Yep. Are you still, Miss Donna, are you still having trouble with them taking down your videos for community standards? I'm telling you, when you were talking about that the other night, it just, that infuriates me. Just infuriates me. Right, Miss, okay, so Ange got in Miss Lisa's page or group. I can't tell by the URL there, but thank you, Miss Ange. All right. Oh, Dandy's mooing. We should just Dandy, you make a recording of a moo, and I'll add it to the cash cow, to the moo cow. with your moo. Yes. Also, Miss Farr. I was talking about Miss Gail being an angel, gifting memberships and donations. Miss Farr from Australia, gifting those memberships everywhere. I see her gifting memberships on a lot of channels. She is amazing. Now Gail is mooing. Everybody's mooing. Thank you, Miss Ange. Got more green hearts. Dandy says she's broke, so broke she can't pay attention. Me too. Chris says, I remember the case because I know someone who has looked at it. I don't know which. Are you talking about Amber Hagerman's case? I may have missed a comment somewhere where y'all were talking about a different case. Oh, y'all do not want to see me dance. You don't want to hear me sing, and you don't want to see me dance. I'm telling you right now. We'll have to come up, or maybe you were talking about for the video gif. We'll have to do something, a birthday dance gif. And says she's tired. She's just going to listen. That's fine. That's fine, Miss Ange. Thank you for everything that you do. There is Miss Marissa. She says, hello, everyone. Welcome, Marissa. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. I think there's a mosquito in here with me, which is not unusual. Still trying to get caught up. I must have missed something. Doodle says Emily's poor mother. Oh, wait a minute. Is it maybe one of the cases we're going to talk about tonight? Emily Strite, or am I getting something mixed up? The Doodle said Emily's poor mother is so upset. She is my neighbor. Oh my goodness. Miss Paula made it home from, I think she was going to see the Joker or the Joker 2 tonight. She made it home. How was the movie? Was it good? I still haven't seen the first one yet. I can't remember the last time I went out to a movie theater to see a movie because it's so freaking expensive. I just wait until it comes either on satellite or one of the streaming services that I have, which most of them, the ones I have, are free. I have a couple that I pay for, basic, cheapest plan, but other than that, I have not been. Probably when the last Star Wars movies came out, the last set of the trilogy set that came out, it's probably the last time I've ever actually been to the theater. Sorry, guys, my nose. Once again, allergies. That's probably the last time I actually went to a movie theater to see a movie. All right. Just trying to get caught up. Thank you. Miss Marissa says, I hope everyone has been well. Absolutely. I hope you have been doing well too, Marissa. It is good to see you. It's been a while. Oh, can't get my fingers to punch the right buttons. Oh, maybe that's what it was. Going back to Amber Haig, Barb Cotton. Oh, Miss Lisa says, I think you did a premiere. Yeah, so it wasn't technically a live. Okay. I might have to do a live again because I know Barb's story needs as much awareness as possible. So I will try to sometime in the near future do a live stream, live case discussion on Barb Cotton's case. Oh goodness. Miss Donna says, yes, I did about 26 new videos and they did take half of them down. Oh my gosh, that just infuriates me. Oh. I mean, I don't know, because I know they've been taking down a lot of, and this also infuriates me, because there have been a lot of scam missing children posts. They usually come from like people who are buy and sell sites. People are trying to sell stuff. they'll put up a post that's supposedly a missing child, and as soon as it gets hundreds, thousands of shares, likes, they switch it out to trying to sell something. So they've been cracking down on those kind of posts. So I don't know if that's why they've been, if they think your videos or whatever are a scam. We know absolutely that Miss Donna is not a scammer. She is the real thing. She is legit. But that just infuriates me. It just makes it so hard for those of us who do it, who are legit, do it for the right reasons, or not trying to scam somebody, by sharing these missing posters and stories, that there's just people out there who take advantage of that to scam people. Oh, no, you don't. Miss Lisa says, oh, maybe we do want to see you sing and dance, though. No, no, ma'am. Maybe if I get, which I hardly ever drink anymore, a whole lot of liquid courage in me. Other than that, no. Understandable. Miss Marissa says, I have been catching some replays. I just run out of hours in the day. University is kicking my butt. However, I must be doing well, sitting at a 6.25 GPA. You go, Marissa. That is excellent. Hey, we love our replay crew. We love our replay crew. Absolutely. I actually, especially in my lives, usually get more views on replay than when it's actually live, which, I've always said, even if there was just one person here watching this live, I would do it. I'm not in it for the thousands and millions of views and likes and shares, and I just want to get this information out to as many people as possible. That's why the only reason I would want to have lots of likes and shares and comments, and just because it does push it out to more people. All right, still getting caught up. Trying to keep up with what you guys are talking about. Oh, I think I'm actually caught up for a minute. All right. Miss Ann says she's going to SS and she's going to show us something. Miss Angie's going to show us something. Don't know what don't know what you're going to show us. Just making sure, y'all. We're talking about a case or something. I'm trying to make sure. I'm just going back and make sure I didn't miss something. Yes, Dandy says that children are precious. You get it. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Miss Gail. We love you too, Miss Gail. Oh, Ange, did you have it on just top chat again? I do that all the time. Oh, SS is screenshot. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Oh, goodness. So Miss Ange is going to screenshot something. I don't know what, and show us. I don't know what it is. I'm almost afraid. Hold on one second, guys. Sorry. Had to blow my nose. I didn't want to be rude and do it on mic. Oh. Well, Miss Ange says she still can't, it won't go to live chat. I don't, are you on your phone, computer? I don't know what would be causing that. I have no clue. No clue. All right, I think I am caught up, so we will get into Take that down so I can read what I'm doing here. Getting into, we've got some missing person cases that I found some stories on the Google machine. Just in general, true. If you guys have heard anything on any of the big cases or anything in general that I have not heard about, please do put it in chat, or if you're watching replay, put it in a comment and I will take a look at it. And then we got a couple of new true crime documentaries that I wanted to talk a little bit about. So, but first up, we have actually a wanted wanted person, and this is out of Texas. Is it called they put out a blue alert. Apparently, I don't know if it's just in Texas or I've the first time I'd ever heard of a blue alert, or if it's everywhere. They put out for an armed and dangerous man wanted in Texas. And this is from today, and I believe this happened actually last night. So a blue alert was issued for a 33-year-old man, and that is Seth Altman there on this. That is him on the slide. 33-year-old man, police say, shot a police officer multiple times in the Texas Panhandle late last night. According to the Texas Department of Public Safety, a blue alert was issued for 33-year-old Seth Altman for his involvement in the death or injury, and I believe the officer did survive, because I read 2 or 3 articles about this. I don't know if it tells in this one, but he is in the hospital, so the officer did survive. But apparently they issued this blue alert for anything that involves the death or injury of an officer. Like I said, I don't know if it says in Hall County, Texas. So I don't know if it's blue alert is just in Texas or if it's nationwide. So if anybody knows, please let me know. So an affiliate in Lubbock said that Memphis, and this is apparently there's a Memphis, Texas. I only know of the Memphis, Tennessee, but apparently there's a Memphis, Texas. Chief of Police Rex Plant was shot while serving an arrest warrant for burglary late Thursday night. Plant is in stable condition in a Lubbock hospital after the shooting, so he is still alive, thank goodness. DPS officials said Altman was last seen on foot at about 11:04 p.m. on Thursday in the 200 block of South 4th Street, headed toward U.S. Highway 287 in the Hall County town of Memphis, Texas. And I don't know, it may tell where this is at. I know Michelle C. is from Texas, so I hope it's not anywhere close to Michelle. According to DPS officials, Altman is a white male, 6 foot 2 inches tall, about 220 pounds. He has red or brown hair, and he was last seen wearing a blue t-shirt and blue jeans. He is believed to be armed and dangerous, and anyone who sees him should not approach him and call 911 immediately. And anyone with information regarding this case is asked to contact the Hall County Sheriff's Office at 806-259-2636. So hopefully they can get, and I haven't, since I came across this article, actually it was a last minute add-in because I found it this afternoon when I got home. I added it in because I wanted to get the information out. So I have not read any updates to see if he has been captured yet or if he's still out there somewhere. If he's still out there, anybody in that area, please lock your doors, be safe. Anybody everywhere, always, I keep my doors locked at all times. Just be safe, always be aware of your surroundings and people around you. So let's hope that if he has not already been caught, that he will be caught soon and that nobody else will get hurt. No civilians and no police officers, ideally not him either, even though he is an offender. Hopefully they can take him into custody safely and get him charged and prosecuted for whatever the arrest warrant was for. I think burglary. And plus now the shooting of the police officer. All right, let me get back into your comments for a minute. No, Chris says that he's heard about a crazy situation in Missouri. Imagine in Missouri, it's not close to Fredericktown, is it? That irritates him. Do let us know. And I'll take a look at it, or any of us can take a look at it. Okay, thank you. Chris says a blue alert means that it's going to be shared by social media. That's the first time I'd ever heard of a blue alert. Thank you, Miss Barbara. Miss Barbara says, sorry, everybody. I will share, but I'm going to go and play cards with my nephew tonight. Take a break. Love y'all. Absolutely, Miss Barbara. Thank you so much for popping in. You spend as much time with that family, with your nephew and your family as possible. We absolutely understand. Always a pleasure to have you here. You're always in our thoughts and prayers, your whole family. Thank you so much. We love Miss Barb. Absolutely. Thank you. Dandy says there are no new updates on Seth Altman since this morning-ish. All right, so that means he is still out there somewhere. So like I said, everybody in that area. And I did read, I don't think it said in this article, what cities, major Texas cities that it was, this Memphis, Texas, Hall County is close to. Like I said, if Michelle C is still here, I know she lives in Texas. I think around the Houston area, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't think in this article it told what part of Texas or what major cities that it's close to. Scary, scary, scary. Kind of like here a month or so, however long it's been, when we had that knucklehead from Oklahoma that came through and he took the lives of unalived the people in Oklahoma, and then he came through Arkansas, and they actually caught him in Arkansas. I can't even remember his name now. I wouldn't say it even if I could remember it, but you never know, especially when you live cities and towns that are close to Interstate 40. It's a major interstate, runs east coast to west coast. Lots of bad things happen on 40. Thank you, Chris. I will take a look at it. I will look at it as soon as we get done here. Oh, Dandy's got to go take care of her birdies. Yeah, I had to lock my cats out so they wouldn't run amok and destroy everything, tear everything down during the live stream. But I haven't heard them wreaking havoc outside the door, so maybe they're actually sleeping. Maybe they're taking their nap, so they can keep me up for the rest of the night. All right, so next we have a good news story. I always try to find at least one. I wish I could find more than usually just one or two. A good news story about a missing hiker that has been found. And this is from, where's it from? This article was from yesterday. Oh, this is from Oregon. So authorities, and they did not give the name of the hiker that was rescued or his picture, but it's just a hiker. So regardless of who it was, thank goodness he was found. But authorities did find a lost hiker who had run out of food and water amid freezing temperatures on Oregon's Mount McLaughlin over the weekend. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office said in a news release that the unnamed 40-year-old hiker from Central Point set out alone to climb the mountain, which is around almost 9,493 feet, on the Saturday morning, September 28th. The sheriff's office said after summiting, he began his return, but shortly lost the trail. And sorry, ads popping up. He began his return, but shortly lost the trail and veered south into untracked terrain. After several hours travel over broken volcanic rock, he did text his girlfriend advising that he was lost. He was running out of food and water, and his cell phone battery was running low. Around 5 p.m. local time, the man sent out a text for help, after which his girlfriend relayed the request to 911 emergency dispatcher. Search and rescue team members were then able to locate him using cell phone forensics. So, I don't know if that means his cell phone was still on, if the battery had died, if they could, they can do so much now with, just like with advanced DNA technology, with all this advanced technology with electronics, they may have been able somehow to track his phone, ping his phone when it was not on. Now, don't quote me on that. I don't know, but I'm just going to go off that assumption. So search and rescue team members were then able to locate him using cell phone forensics. Officials told the man to stay put while help was on the way. First responders arrived at the scene by hiking up from Highway 140 through what they called, quote, dense foliage and over lava fields consisting of boulders the size of small cars. So this was some very, very rough terrain. And they found him around 9:30 p.m. At the time of his rescue, the man was only wearing a cotton t-shirt and shorts. And this is according to the sheriff's office. They said that while the mountain's daytime temperatures can enter into the 80s, the overnight temperatures can dip to about 29 degrees. The sheriff's office said he was out of water and food and suffering from mild cramping in his legs due to dehydration and fatigue. First responders and the physician evaluated him as he was rehydrated and fed high energy snacks. They determined the man was well enough to hike down with help. When he reached Highway 140, the man was taken to his car, at the Pacific Crest Trailhead. He drove home by himself at approximately 12:30 a.m. Jackson County Search and Rescue Sergeant Sean Richards noted that, quote, while Mount McLaughlin is enticing to hike because it is visible from the Rogue Valley and looks easy, hikers should take more water than they think they need and never hike alone. He also added hikers should have a good paper or electronic map and familiarize themselves with the route, as it is very hard to identify near the summit. Moisture wicking clothing, not cotton clothing, worn in layers, and a wind shell are essential to survival. The Forest Service said that some hikers on Mount McLaughlin each year either become disoriented or lost during the descent because they went down a path that was different from when they ascended. To avoid getting lost or disoriented, the agency said hikers should return back down the ridge, keeping the poles in sight until the trail leaves the ridge. So apparently they have markers to mark the trails. So that was our good news story for the night. Thank goodness that he was found. He was able to get a text message to his girlfriend, who then alerted 911 authorities, and they were able to find him. And he apparently was able to drive himself home. So, excellent, excellent news. All right. Get back into your comments. Yeah, Miss Gail says, how many of these creeps are out there? How can so many be so sick and evil? I know, it's terrifying. It is terrifying. Yes, everybody's telling Miss Barb to have fun playing cards with the nephew. Absolutely. Enjoy that family time. Yeah, Miss Gill says, I think you're going back to this Seth Altman says, hope they catch the demon before he hurts anyone else. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, definitely glad that they found the hiker. Yes, ma'am. All right. Yeah, Miss Paula also says, happy he was found alive. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Let's see what we got next. Now we're getting into some missing, a couple of missing person stories that I found on the Google machine once again, or Uncle Google, I think Dandy calls it, or somebody, it may not be Dandy, somebody called it the other night, Uncle, I can't say it, Uncle Google. So this is from Florida. Let me get the article loading. Stop my cam while I'm reading. I can itch my nose if I have to and not have to do it on camera. So this is David Brown, and he disappeared while walking in Florida, and this is from October the 4th. So today's the 4th, right? So from today, get all the ads out of my way. So David Brown disappeared while on a walk on his brother's Florida property, and nearly 2 months later. Don't make me no, go away. Okay, sorry, I'm swatting ads. Now made me lose my place. So David Brown disappeared while on a walk on his brother's Florida property, and nearly 2 months later, so he's been missing for almost 2 months. His wife is desperate to find him and bring him home. Now, David was facing a cancer diagnosis. Amy Brown describes her husband as a wonderful husband and grandfather. The couple had been married for more than a quarter century, with David turning 70 on Sunday. They were building a new home together, living their dream and planning the rest of their lives, when Brown received a stage 4 cancer diagnosis. One thing that worries his wife is that he has been without necessary medication since he disappeared. So that's been, like I said, almost 2 months now. His wife, Amy, says he was all about fighting it. He wanted to fight it, go through the chemotherapy and everything he had to do. Brown said her husband wanted to see his brother in Florida, and she drove him down on August 12th of 2024. She returned home to go to work, and one day later, just one day after she dropped him off, she got the call that he was missing. One of the things that David wanted to do with his brother was visit an oak tree on the family's 194-acre property. The tree had limbs that stretched up to the heavens, and Brown and his brother had prayed there on a previous visit. And you can see the picture there I have on the slide is David and his wife. So when the pair went out in a golf cart, they found a fallen tree across the trail. Brown's brother went to get some equipment to move the tree, and Amy, his wife, says, and David said in his state of mind, okay, I'm going to move on. I'm going to go see the tree with this dog. So they had a dog with them. And that was the last that anybody saw of him. So the dog, Snoopy, was trained as a guardian protector. When he returned without David, Brown's brother called Hernando County Sheriff, and they began to search within hours. Sheriff, I'm going to butcher this name, Sheriff Nienhuis, spelled Nienhuis, says, we have had our helicopter up, our drones up all night long. We've had ground crews looking for Mr. Brown, ATVs and UTVs. We've had our patrol dogs trying to pick up a scent. The sheriff's office searched a 1.5 mile radius for 6 days before calling the search off and classifying Brown as a missing persons case. Nonprofit investigators called We Are the Essentials stepped in after that, using dogs and searching on foot, often on their hands and knees for 2 weeks in Florida's unforgiving terrain. Brown was seen on surveillance and trail cameras several times on the morning of August 13th. And this is according to We Are the Essentials member, Shelley Croft. She says he was seen on the trail cam with the dog, and he had some wildflowers in his hand. And when he was seen on that cam, he is missing his glasses. The glasses, one of his shoes, and one of his socks were found in that location of the initial trail cam. So that is disturbing. There was a barbed wire fence nearby, and bloodhounds did track Brown's movements there. Investigators believe that he climbed under the fence, ripping his shirt. They also found a dog hair caught in the fence as well. And investigator Nico Toscani says, we actually took samples of the dog hair, and we were able to confirm that it was hair from the dog that he was actually with when he walked off. So Snoopy, the dog, that's where the hairs came from. Brown made his way off the family property and wandered over to a neighboring house where he stopped to ask for directions to the tree. His wife Amy says, I think he really got lost, and the Florida wilderness is very non-forgiving. The last camera video with the woman he talked to, he said, I am lost. And he was truly lost. I wish at that point we knew more. So there was speculation that David could be in a homeless encampment. There was one potential sighting of David the following morning on Spring Lake Road, which is about 2.5 miles from his brother's property. But the man who thinks he saw Brown didn't call it in for weeks. He said it was 5 o'clock in the morning, and he said one thing that stood out to me was that the back of his shirt was open, talking about the man that this witness saw, which is clearly how David's shirt was on the video that he was seen on. He said he looked very disheveled, and he thought he was homeless. And the problem is that he could have very well been mistaken as someone who was homeless based on his appearance. Amy Brown hopes her husband may be lost somewhere in a homeless camp, in a place where someone will be able to help him find his way back home. She says, I think he got a ride. He is a salesman, and he can sell ice to an Eskimo, and so he may have convinced somebody to help him. When he went missing, he was definitely confused and not in his right mind. If David is alive, he is somewhere in a homeless encampment. I'm just desperately asking for answers. In the meantime, she faces milestones alone, with David's 70th birthday coming up on October 6th, and their 27th wedding anniversary is on October 10th. So that is just a heartbreaking story, but still important to get this information out to anybody who may be listening or watching in the Florida area, to get that information out, to be on the lookout. For David, hopefully alive and well. That is always what we hope for, is the best possible outcome. So hopefully that will be the case. Let me get back down in your comments. I see some people have snuck in on me here. Just trying to make sure I didn't miss anything. I'm trying to, okay. I recognize those comments, so I know I've looked at that. Welcome, Sunday Doodles. Good to have you here. They want to know how much property is there. I think they said the property that his brother owned was 900 and something acres, I believe. Let me find it in the article. I think it was close to 900, or no, 194. 194 acres is what the family owned, his brother owned. Now, outside of that, I don't know how big the area is, the terrain. if it's all like wilderness or, you know, uninhabited. But yeah, they owned the property that he was wandering off of was 194 acres. It's a lots of land to cover when you're looking for somebody. Absolutely. Yep, those faces say it all. Oh, like I almost put Ange in timeout. not intentionally. My fingers I was trying to, there we go. I have to be careful. My fingers get ahead of my brain sometimes. There's Melissa Wildcard. Good to have you here, Melissa. Good to see you. Sunday says, has there been a grid search? All it said was the police, law enforcement searched for, I think, a week. Let me go back to the article. So the sheriff's office searched a 1.5 mile radius for 6 days before they called off their search. I'm going to assume that they did grid searches. Now, I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Hopefully they did do grid searches, because those are the best kind. You'll be more likely to find somebody using the grid pattern. And then after the sheriff's office 6-day search, this nonprofit called We Are the Essentials searched for 2 weeks. Now, I don't know if they did grid searches. I'm going to assume they did, but like I said, I don't know. It doesn't say in the article. But yeah, just like I said, so heartbreaking. Yep, he just vanished, wandered off, and it is. We all know, all of us. I say this all the time when it comes to missing persons. It is, you could, especially in these uninhabited areas, rural areas, wooded areas, swampy areas with tall grass, weeds. If somebody has passed and is on the ground, and you have dense vegetation or, you know, anything of that nature, you could walk within inches or a foot of them, and you wouldn't, sometimes, a lot of times you wouldn't see them. Most of the time, and this is another thing too we talk about all the time, is most of the time when somebody goes searching or goes missing in an area like this, like I said, either you know, heavily wooded, heavy vegetation, very uninhabited land, rocky terrain. It's usually hikers, hunters, somebody out jogging, walking their dog that just happened to stumble across the remains. That's usually how a lot of missing persons are found. And it's unfortunate. Well, it's fortunate that they are eventually found, but it's just, and then don't even, you know, when you bring in the water aspect, if there's bodies of water around there, it's even harder to find a person or remains in water. It's hard to find a vehicle in water. I mean, you know, so you can just imagine trying to find a human remains in water. Yep. Cindy says it's odd, really. Yeah. And I just wonder, I mean, I'm not, obviously, I don't know. I wasn't there. But he had this, you know, stage 4 cancer diagnosis, even though his wife said he was, you know, he was wanting to fight it. He wasn't giving up. He was doing the chemo, taking the meds, taking everything to do to, you know, help fight it, to make, you know, but you have to, you know, a little piece of you has to wonder if maybe, you know, because they said he and his brother and the dog they had with them were going to this tree, and maybe they were just going, as I said, they had gone to this tree before to pray and to think, and, you know, but it just makes you wonder, because it said his brother went, he went to get something or to move something, and we came back, David and the dog were gone. And I don't know, it didn't say in the article, this particular article, how long the brother was gone before he came back and found that they were gone. So did he wander off on purpose, or just was walking and trying to find the tree and did get lost, unfortunately? And we'll just probably, unfortunately, hopefully the family can get answers, but we just don't know. Absolutely. Chris says, I'm going to pray for the family of David. Absolutely. Thank you for the heart and the prayer hands. Absolutely. Miss Gail says, hope he didn't have a stroke. Yeah, see, that's another thing. That said he did not have his medications that he needed for this cancer diagnosis. So that could have a lot to do with it. If he didn't have the meds, he could have just got weak and collapsed somewhere and passed. And they just haven't found him. Maybe because, like I said earlier, the terrain. That's also a possibility. Absolutely. Thank you all for all the prayers and the good vibes. There's our friend Lance from Canada. Hello, Lance. Always good to have you here. Thank you for joining us, sir. Lance says, hello, everyone. It's always a pleasure to have Lance here. Yes, broken hearts. Absolutely. There's John Paul Hansen, or John Paul Hansen Music. Please do check out John Paul Hansen. If somebody wants to, they can throw in John Paul's link. I think he had to, for some reason or another, he had to take the music part out of his name, YouTube name, but I do know he is a musician, and he has a fantastic channel. So welcome, John Paul. Good to have you here. Yes, Miss Gail says that poor wife and family prayers said, and family prayers said, that's so sad. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lance says, I saw a Facebook post the other day asking what I would do with a $10,000 blessing. My answer, donate it to Adventures with Purpose. Yes, any of those groups that go out, especially the ones that specialize, which I think Adventures with Purpose do, and there's some other ones of finding, diving, finding people in searching water to find people. They groups like that do a lot of great work. They have found many missing remains of missing persons. I mean, and some very solved some very cold cases with finding remains. And most of them are found. A lot of their, I'm gonna say most of them. A lot of the remains are found in vehicles. So it's, sometimes it just comes down to, it's not really a criminal act, and sometimes it is, but so a lot of times it's just people out driving, maybe in the dark or on a road, unfamiliar road, or maybe you're tired or something of that nature, and just go off the road and into the water, and that's it. Unfortunately, that happens a lot. Yeah, Sunday says, I'm not sure if he'd do that to his family on purpose. Sad either way. Yeah, to me, that would self-harm, taking his own life, would be at the very bottom of my list. I think in my opinion, I think he either wandered away and got lost and either succumbed to the elements. I mean, I don't know what I say, or it's in Florida, so or more likely, in my opinion, he wandered off, got lost. They said he hadn't had his medication. Who knows what effect? Probably, not obviously not good effects if you don't have your medication you need, and maybe just collapsed and passed, and they just haven't found him yet. But absolutely, it is sad. No matter what happened, it is very sad. But yes, John Paul says always hope. Absolutely. And it could be he is somewhere, because they did mention they mentioned homeless, and there were some homeless encampments around there in that area. So maybe he's there somewhere, and just for some reason, I don't know. Maybe his memory is affected. I don't know. But yes, we always hope for the best possible outcome. You are more than welcome, Lance, for all the warm welcomes. Absolutely. Yep. Cindy also says always hope. Absolutely. Oh yeah, John Paul, somebody who had to remove the music for distribution policies. Yep. But we know who you are. We know who you are. Thank you, Dandy. Put in your link. Thank you, Miss Dandy. Please do check out John Paul. Which I don't know if Echoes is still here, but he's also a musician. He plays all kinds of instruments. Plays the guitar, probably the bass. I know he played the saxophone in school. Maybe a little bit of keyboards. So he is definitely he and then our baby brother has not taught himself how to play the bass. So they definitely got the musical talent in the family. I didn't get any of it. The only instruments I played clarinet in school in the band, and then I took piano lessons. But I couldn't play either. Nowadays I couldn't play either one. And then my youngest nephew, the one who's adopted, he has a voice. He sings. So we have lots of musical talent in our family. Just get caught up, and then we will go to the next story. Well, looky there. The National Treasure is here. His ears must have been burning. Sorry, I'm behind in comments. Welcome, Mr. Steve, if you're still here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I'm only about 3 minutes behind. Hello, Mr. Steve. Welcome, welcome. It is always good to have Mr. Steve here. He is a wonderful human being, along with Mrs. Steve, who puts up with Mr. Steve setting the groceries on fire. But no, seriously, Mr. Steve is wonderful. He has the True Crime Web Foundation, the nonprofit that allows him to, thanks to wonderful donors, allows him and his team to go out and help families like Miss Barbara's family, like Dronte Martin's family, and all these other cases that he cannot mention for obvious reasons that he works on. Helps his families try to get answers and closure and justice. And just God bless Mr. Steve and Mrs. Steve, everybody that works and helps on these cases. So it is always a pleasure and an honor to have Mr. Steve here. So welcome, welcome. Dandy, oh, were you talking about AWP? Oh, was that the one that had the, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Dandy says, I won't support that particular group, but I do watch the disbanded members of the original show. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, was that the one that had the member that did some really, really bad stuff? I forgot about that. Or if I'm mistaken, please let me know. But I know it was one of those groups that, yes, at least one of the members had some bad stuff going on. Yep, everybody saying hi to Mr. Steve. Absolutely, everybody loves Mr. Steve and Mrs. Steve. So hello, Mrs. Steve, too, if she happens to be watching. She may be watching. Oh, never mind. It's not Saturday. So I say she may be watching football. I keep forgetting it's Friday. Although there is a game on. I was watching a game before I started this. I can't remember. It was Houston or the University of Houston, and somebody was playing, or TCU and Houston's something. It was a runaway. I think Houston was actually beating TCU by a whole lot. Lance wants to know, was this man walking near the ocean? I don't know. And this particular article, let me go back. I still have it up. Did not mention. It just said that he wandered off of his family's 194-acre property. Now I don't know how close. I don't even know if it said what part of Florida this was in. Let me check. Just says he had recently been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. He was walking on his brother's property to find that specific tree that we were talking about. He was last seen on surveillance and trail cameras the day he disappeared. But I don't think it mentioned actually what part of Florida it was in. But obviously, you know, we were talking about water earlier. If it was close to water, possible that he could have stumbled into the water. And Lance wants to know, was it before the hurricane? He disappeared. It's been it's been 2. Well, it depends on which hurricane you're talking about. He's been missing for almost 2 months now. Let me see if it gives an exact. I think it was August. August 13th, I believe, was the last day he was seen, because it said his wife drove him down to his brother's property in Florida on the August 12th. And then it says 1 day later, which would have been the 13th, is when she got the call that he was missing. So he went missing on August 13th is when he went missing. So like I said, I don't know if any hurricanes were coming through at that time. Thank you, Miss Ange has got Mr. Steve's channel in. Please do go like, share, subscribe, watch anything and everything True Crime Web. Absolutely. Just beware if you watch any of some of his recreations. If you don't like creepy mannequins, just be forewarned. Just giving you fair warning. He has some creepy mannequins in some of his recreations. But he does excellent recreations. The ones, I always say it when I talk about his recreations, the first ones I ever watched were the recreations he did for the Murdaugh case when it was going on. Good stuff. Good stuff. Gail said, Lance's question was great. Are you talking about the woman about, was it before the hurricane? Gail says her children all play music instruments, not me. Yeah. Like I said, I played the clarinet in the school band and I took piano lessons. But that's been years and years and years ago. Oh. Whole batch of comments popped up. Hold on, I'm trying to get back to where I was before okay, there's Gail's comment. Oh goodness. Lance says, I used to play instruments, but then I broke both of my wrists 3 separate times, and now I have fused wrist bones, which makes turning my hands almost impossible. Oh, bless your heart, Lance. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, that would make it difficult to play an instrument. Absolutely. Yes, if you watched any, I've watched a lot of John Paul's videos. He says, I fill all the roles in the studio, one-man production. LOL. Sometimes I get lost. Yep, he's a one-man band. Wouldn't it, Prince on either all of his albums or his first one, he actually played all the instruments. I'm thinking it's on his first album. It may have been on more than that, but Prince, yeah, he played all the instruments for the recording of the album. Right, Mr. Steve says he is home in Florida right now for the next 4 days and heading west for final scheduled cold case trip for this year. So this is your last trip for the year, and then you'll be home. Well, God bless you, sir. You're always in our thoughts and prayers for safe travels and good luck on these cases and staying safe and fighting the good fight. And We're glad you'll be able to get some rest, hopefully, after this trip. But God bless you for everything that you do, Mr. Steve. Absolutely. I don't know if it's Paula's talking to Mr. Steve. Says, I didn't know you were from Florida. They just recently moved down there. They were summers in Georgia before. Now they moved. Now they're Florida folk. Oh, does that mean Mr. Steve is Florida man now? Oh, goodness. No, Mr. Steve is definitely not Florida man. No offense to anybody from Florida. I know Sunshine is from Florida. Oh, Chris said I could play the spoons. I don't even know if I'm coordinated enough to do that. I do have pretty good rhythm, as far as, but that's just from being in band so long and learning how to play the piano. Yeah, it's first, you got to learn that rhythm, how to keep time and the different, I don't know. There could be. Dandy asked if there's another hurricane heading towards Florida. I don't know. Maybe Hurricane Steve. Hurricane Mr. Steve has entered Florida. I know they were looking at something, but I don't know if it was going to come into the Gulf or if it was on the or where it was coming into. Excellent. John Paul says he is working on his 2025 album. Excellent. Excellent. Yep. He says this case is sad. Florida is notorious. Yes, it is. Thank you, Miss Gail. Miss Gail says she's going to go lie down with the allergies. Thank you, Southern Gal. Awesome mods in chat. Prayers for David. Absolutely. Thank you, Miss Gail, for being here. Miss Gail is an angel. Thank you once again. Pop it back up there again for the $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. Or super chat. No, super sticker. Thank you so much, Miss Gail. It's very much appreciated. All right. And I hope you get to feeling better, Miss Gail. I know how those allergies are. I might have to pop a Benadryl tonight or some NyQuil. My comments jumped again. Sorry, I'm trying not to slurp on my straw when I'm taking a drink, but my throat gets dry. Okay, back up to Gail's comment. Yes, Miss Ange says definitely rest well, Mr. Steve, and be safe. Absolutely. Ange says, but what part of Florida? I don't know what you're referring to. Are you talking about David, where Mr. Brown was when he disappeared in Florida? It did not say. Let me see if I can find another article that might have said exactly what part of Florida he went missing in. Give me 1 minute. I'll try not to put us into a dumpster fire by pushing buttons. Dandy, get the marshmallows ready just in case. I'm looking. Let's see what News Nation says. If it says, oh, that's the article I read. Okay. Hold on. Okay, it says, okay, here's one that says, David Brown was last seen, this is an older article, because it says 10 days ago in Brooksville, Brooksville. So if anybody knows what part of Florida Brooksville is in, it's in Hernando County. So Brooksville, Florida, in Hernando County. That is a part of Florida that he was in when he disappeared. Yes, absolutely. Lance says could have been a gator that got him in Florida, especially if there was water near. Absolutely. Yep. Mr. Steve said, yep, he is in the process of moving to Florida from Georgia. Right, getting caught up in comments, and then we'll go to the next one. Thank you very much. John Paul said he did sub to True Crime Web. Thank you so much, Lance. Or Lance. Jean Paul. Sorry, I'm getting my guys mixed up because Lance's comment. There's a comment from Lance just below that one. Excellent. John Paul says he has been sharing from his second channel called Analyze This One. Excellent. Is that what kind of channel is that? Is it true crime or just whatever? I have a second channel also for anything non-true crime related. Talk about music, movies. We'll have to get over there one night and do a live stream over there. Have another fun night. Talk about music, movies, weird stuff, paranormal, crazy stories in the news, stupid criminal. We're gonna have to do that one night. I haven't done that in a while. Get some stories together of stupid, dumb criminals. Oh, geez, almost knocked my table over. Sorry, guys. So analyze this one. I'll have to look that up. Thank you. Dandy says she tried to play the clarinet once and she sucked. I love music, but I can't play it. I dance. Well, see, at least she can dance. Well, actually, everybody can dance. Just some people can dance better than others. And most people can probably dance better than me. Yes, Lance says dancing is good. Absolutely. I'll dance when nobody and sing when nobody's watching or listening, especially in the car while I'm driving to work or while I'm sitting in the car waiting to get some groceries to deliver. I'll sing. I always have the radio cranked up. Mr. Steve says his neighbors may report him as a Florida man. Yeah, especially if they see any of your creepy mannequins. If you have any of your creepy mannequins out in the front yard or in the driveway or whatever the case may be, whatever you have, they'll be reporting you for something. Don't leave any of your synthetic blood laying around out there, because Mr. Steve always has some kind of crime scene going on at wherever he's at. I'm just waiting for him to get stopped in his, as he calls it, his bread truck, his van, or whatever it is that he travels in, that he has to haul all his equipment in for these cases he works on. I'm just waiting for him to get stopped, and they probably just open the door, take a look at it, and say, "Okay, sir, have a nice day." Either that, or he would instantly go into handcuffs, or a straitjacket. Either one. John Paul says, I hope they find him in good nature. Absolutely. John Paul says he used to live in Florida, but he hated it. I visited Florida once. I spent a week there around the Destin, Fort Walton Beach. We all went down there for a vacation. I liked it. It was all right. I like the beach, but I'm Irish, so I'm very light skinned. So me and the sun don't get along. So I have to wear like the highest SPF sunscreen ever, or I will look like a tomato, a beet, whatever, you know. Oh, but I did enjoy it. The beach was beautiful. Okay, I can't pronounce that one word, but Dandy says I can beat some mean djembe drum. I don't know if I pronounced that right. In the night desert, though. Oh, you can be playing bongos like who was it? Oh my goodness, his name just flew out of my head. Matthew McConaughey playing his bongos. Oh goodness. Excellent. John Paul says he loves songwriting. He's been doing it since 13. Excellent. 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 Oh, see, Mr. Steve was on it. He got to it before me. Brooksville, Hernando County. Yep, that is where Mr. Brown went missing from. The part of Florida he went missing from. Let's see. About 5 minutes behind in comments. How long have we been going? Oh, we've only been going an hour and a half. We're good. If somebody, if you, John Paul, if you want this, your second channel drop, if somebody can find it, they can drop the link to it. Absolutely. Paula says she was in Savannah once. I've been many places in Georgia. I love Georgia. Georgia's beautiful, but I had a family. That's where my grandfather's family, my mom's side, my grandpa came from Georgia. Savannah is beautiful. Lots of places in Georgia is beautiful. Lance says he owns a Savannah cat. Dandy says Florida scares her, so does California. Lots of places scare me. Yeah, just it doesn't matter these days. Unfortunately, anywhere, nobody's exempt, or no place is exempt from having bad stuff happen. Unfortunately. Oh, excellent. John Paul says it's true crime, fairly new. Hey, that's fine. Like I said, if you want somebody to drop that link, absolutely, we will check it out and sub and support you any way we can. Yes, John Paul says there are so many cases, but he does have some spare time. I know. I can't. I could be on here or spending 24/7. If I didn't have to go out and earn money to pay bills, I could spend 24/7. Sharing missing persons, cold cases, true crime cases, and it still absolutely would not have enough time to share every single one of them. Lance says, Florida is hot and humid. Yes. He says, I could not do that. Love the mountains of Alberta, dry climate and cool. That sounds heavenly. Yeah. And I'm in Arkansas. I mean, and I know that, Florida and Louisiana, the ones that are actually, down on the coast, are a lot more humid than here in Arkansas. And as humid as it gets here in Arkansas, I can't take it anymore. So, and I have been down in Louisiana during the summertime on a couple occasions, and it is miserable. Miserable. Miss Ange says she has been twice. The Keys and to the Keys in Tampa. I'll stay here, but the Keys were better. John Paul says he's Irish Italian, or mutt for short. I think a lot of it, a melting pot. We're all mutts. Because we have in our family, we have Irish from my dad's side, from my mom's side, we have German, Native American, and European. So we're mutts. We're all mutts. Oh, that's sweet. Dandy says, I don't know what I am other than at peace with life. That's the way to be. That is the way to be. You said it, honey child. Yeah, that is sad. John Paul says some in Florida didn't evacuate when they were told. So sad. I have family there. I hope your family is okay. Yeah, and it's so sad. And some of them do choose to stay there, but then there are a lot of them that have, but then they that don't have the means to go, even though they do have. A lot of times they do provide like busing people out that don't have transportation, or they set up shelter. They take them to shelters, but it's just sad, horrible situation all the way around. Okay, Dandy put in, I'm assuming that's, yeah, that's John Paul's original link. He may have the link to his second channel in his first channel, because I know I have the link to my second channel in the description of this channel. Welcome. I hope I pronounced this right. Amit, E-M-I-T. Welcome. Good to have you here. A new name. Thank you for joining us and stopping in. If you don't mind, you can tell us how you found us. If not, that is fine. However you found us, we are glad to have you here. Miss Ange says, I like the mountains too, but here I am. Yeah, I'm nowhere near mountains. There are mountains in Arkansas, but I'm not anywhere near the mountain, the Ozarks. I'm in the flat farmland. Paula says she is Irish. Excellent, excellent. Excellent. John Paul said he would post a link on his music community tab for his second channel. Excellent. We will check it out. You're absolutely. John Paul says, thanks everyone for your kindness. Keep making the world better. Absolutely. Oh, leave it up to Dandy, our local resident guru at finding stuff. She found the link to John Paul's second channel, so there it is. Thank you so much, Dandy. Yes, John Paul says, I hope they can get closure for those wondering. Absolutely. Yes, Chris says, it takes a community to make a village. Absolutely. Paula wants to know, when did he go for his walk? I'm going to assume since the last day he was seen, or he went missing on the 13th, was sometime on the 13th. From what I got from let me go back to the original article I was reading from. Let me find it. Oh, there it is. That he and his brother had gone out with the dog, and I'm going to assume that it was David's dog, because it said it was like a guardian protector. Now, it could have been his brother's dog. I don't know. But he and his brother had gone out to this tree that they go to pray and to think and just, meditate, relax, whatever the case may be. And I think it said his brother left for some reason. Let me find it. Hold on. I'm getting to it. So they were in a golf cart. Okay, so it says when the pair went out in a golf cart, they found a fallen tree across the trail. So David's brother went to get some equipment to move the tree off the trail so they could get the golf cart down the trail. And apparently when his brother got back, and it does not say, I don't think, how long his brother was gone to go get this equipment, but when his brother got back, David and the dog were nowhere to be found. So it was on August 13th. You grab a drink. Sorry, I always forget to turn my camera back on. Absolutely. Miss Ange says it doesn't matter what we are the same. We love each other. Absolutely. Absolutely. We take care of our fellow human beings. Okay, I think I'm caught up again. Oh, hold on. Miss Paula says, is it possible that a tree fell on him? Anything is possible. But it looks like, unless it was just in, because it said he was seen on trail cams. And I almost said surveillance camera. I think it did say surveillance cameras and trail cams. He was seen, and he did stop at a woman's house and told her that he was lost. And apparently, I don't know if she called anybody or if he just, stopped and said, "I'm lost. I'm trying to find this tree." And then maybe he left and wandered off. It's possible that he had he either, because of his cancer diagnosis or his lack of medication or both, he, succumbed, or something happened and he passed. It's possible he did have some kind of accident. He fell or something fell on him, and they just haven't found him yet because of the terrain. It's entirely possible. We just don't know. Yes, Mr. Steve said a recent article said the dog returned home to his brother's house. So the dog returned without him. And it said in that article that it was a guardian protector dog. So, and it didn't say if it belonged to David or to his brother. Or at least I don't think it did. It just mentioned that the dog's name was Snoopy. The dog is Snoopy. Was trained as a guardian protector, and when he returned without David, that's when his brother called the sheriff, and they began to search. So I'm just going to assume that it was David's dog, but I'm not entirely certain. Thank you for being here, Lance. Lance says he's taking. Oh no, must push the wrong button. Oh, taking off early. I will be back next show. Thank you so much, Lance, for being here. Always good to have you here from Canada. Thank you so much for being a wonderful supporter and a wonderful human being. Okay. Thank you. Mr. C says he read it as the dog belonged to the brother. Okay. Excellent. And the dog did return back to the house without David. So that is obviously very troublesome. Absolutely. Oh. All right. Let me see what we got next. Sorry, I'm drinking so much, but my throat is scratchy tonight. Okay, so this this name sounded familiar, so I probably read about this or saw it in on Facebook or wherever, or on the Google when Emily Strite went missing. But they apparently have found her remains. Let me get her article going. And this is from, where is this from? So she was reported missing on April 20th of this year, and her body was located on September 28th. So 5 months, remains of Missouri woman Emily Strite located 5 months after mysterious disappearance. And this article is from October 1st. April 12th, 2024 was the last time that Charlene McLean spoke to her daughter, 33-year-old Emily Strite. She says, it was in the morning and we only talked for about a minute. And she said, I'm going to go see my kids. Charlene says Emily had been staying with a friend in DeSoto, Missouri, which is about a 30-minute drive south of where Charlene lives. 3 of Emily's 4 children live with their father, named Steve, over the Missouri border in Cahokia, Cahokia. I'm sorry if I butchered that name. Cahokia, Illinois. According to Charlene, when Emily went to see the children, Steve would either pick her up himself or send someone to get her. Charlene said that was pretty routine. So my assumption was, well, she's at Steve's now and she is staying there. A week later, on the evening of April 19th, Charlene received an alarming phone call. She says, Steve called me and said to me, have you heard from your daughter? It's been like over a week now, and I have not seen or heard from your daughter. Charlene immediately grew worried. She says he has never called me and questioned anything about Emily or to tell me anything about Emily. That's why I panicked when he called me, because he had never done that before. Now, some of you probably know a whole lot more about this case than I do. So like I said, I think I remember reading about it when she first went missing, or not too long after she went missing, but I haven't really kept up with the details of it, the developments, until I just found this. It popped up in my Google feed, a news feed. So Dateline did speak to Steve via text. He says the last time he saw Emily was, quote, end of March or beginning of April. And he was unaware Emily had plans to visit the kids. He says, I had no knowledge of Emily wanting to see her kids April 12th because she did not call me. And he wrote this in the text. Sorry, there's a gnat flying around again. He confirmed calling Charlene when he hadn't heard from Emily for a while. Steve says his relationship with Emily ended in 2022. He says, quote, so we had no relationship besides the children we share. He described Emily as, quote, a strong, courageous woman and a great mom. On April 20th, the day after Steve's call, Charlene, her mother, did file a missing persons report with the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. On September 20th, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office Public Safety Information Officer Grant Bissell provided a statement to Dateline on Emily's case. Quote, Emily Strite was reported missing on April 20th, 2024 by her mother. Due to Emily's mother residing within the jurisdiction of the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, our deputies were dispatched to and completed the missing persons report. During the investigation, it was discovered that Emily, quote, was last seen within a municipality of Jefferson County, specifically at a residence in the 900 block of 4th Street in DeSoto, Missouri. This is according to the report. According to Emily's mother, that is the same block on which Emily had recently been living. Dateline made several attempts to contact the person that Emily was staying with at the time. They were unsuccessful. According to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, while they worked to establish a timeline of Emily's disappearance, a quote, video evidence was seized from multiple locations. Bissell told Dateline authorities obtained video from a Waffle House, of all places, a Waffle House in St. Louis County that, quote, appears to depict Emily, who quote, did not appear to be in distress. The department did not specify the date that Emily was seen at the Waffle House, but according to Charlene, it was around midnight on April 11th, which was the night before she last spoke with Emily. Bissell told Dateline, quote, other videos have been seized as well, though the persons depicted in the video is more ambiguous and remains a part of the investigation. So I'm wondering if that means this ambiguous person is not Emily, person of interest, if foul play. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about this case. I don't know if foul play is or has ever been suspected in this case. But they said the person depicted in the video was more ambiguous and remains a part of the investigation. So that is interesting. Searches were conducted by law enforcement as well as Emily's friends and family. Detectives, quote, conducted area canvasses, seized evidence, conducted interviews, revisited locations, worked with other law enforcement agencies and search parties, and used both traditional and social media to spread awareness. Bissell told Dateline his department, quote, conducted numerous interviews with Emily's family, close friends, and associates. In several instances, individuals were interviewed on multiple occasions. They did not specify who was interviewed, if it was family members, friends, who was interviewed on multiple occasions. On October 1st, after 5 months of searching, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office made an announcement. Quote, on September 28th, deputies responded to a wooded area near the 4100 block of Frizzell Road in DeSoto for a report of human skeletal remains found by the property owner. Through comparison to medical and dental records, investigators with the Regional Medical Examiner's Office determined that the remains are those of Emily Strite. The statement from the sheriff's office said Emily's quote, cause of death is undetermined, and investigators are working to learn how her body ended up where it was found. In response to Dateline, Officer Bissell stated there are, quote, no suspects or persons of interest in Emily's disappearance because there is nothing at this time to indicate foul play or that a crime was committed. So that answers my question. Still sketchy, still weird. Emily's friends and family remain desperate for answers, and while originally they wanted to find her, they now want to find out what happened to her. Dateline spoke with two of Emily's close friends, Christy and Amanda, as well as Emily's younger sister, Jess, who shed light on the kind of person that Emily was. Christy says, quote, she was that person who would give the one she loved the shirt off her back down to her last dollar if they needed it. I've always loved and cared about Emily, and when she first went missing, it just, it's sad. Absolutely. Amanda said it shouldn't have happened. She never deserved to just disappear into thin air. Jess said, I think I described her once with like a firework. It's just like absolutely beautiful, shiny, big, vibrant things. Her personality, I'm assuming she's talking about. Charlene, her mother, echoed those sentiments about her daughter. She says Emily was like the most happy person, the most caring person. Anyone with information about what happened to Emily is asked to call the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office Detective Bureau at 636-797-5515. So that is, as Miss Barbara would say, bittersweet. You always hope for the best possible outcome, that your loved one will be found happy, safe, and healthy. Unfortunately, that was not the case in Emily's case, but at least they did find her remains and are able to lay her to rest, and hopefully they will find out what did happen. Even, if it was not foul play, I mean, what happened? She just, disappeared into thin air, and then, and it didn't say what kind of terrain. It just said it was found. I don't think it said what kind of terrain, on a homeowner's property. Let me go back to, hold on 1 minute. Trying to find where they found her body, the statement. Hold on, I think I went past it. Maybe I didn't. I'm scrolling too fast. I think it just said that the homeowner or somebody called. I don't know if it was the homeowner or somebody else. Okay. So deputies responded to a wooded area. So it was a wooded area for a report of the remains found by the property owner. So she was found in a wooded area. So that would explain why, we've talked about in all these cases, dense wooded areas, with vegetation, leaves on the ground, very, oh, I almost put somebody in timeout. I don't know who it was. Very, very hard to find. All right, let me get caught up in your comments again. Get another drink. I don't know if you're talking about this case, but Miss Ann Sheditsy, I also saw that on News 2 somewhere. You might have been talking about something else. Yeah, Miss Ann says Missouri again. Absolutely. It was in Jefferson County, Missouri. I know that was it Madison County that Miss Barb, that Timmy's case is in. I think that's Madison County. But correct me if I'm wrong. I know most definitely Mr. Steve knows what county it is. Yes, it is absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, Chris says Missouri has way too many cases like that, or crazy. Yeah, but they said as of right now, they have no persons of interest, and it is not considered, knows or not considered foul play. Now that may change. I don't know. I mean, but with skeletal remains, unless it's obvious, and not to be too, try not to get too graphic or morbid, but depending on if they found all of the skeletal remains, now obviously if they found like a bullet hole somewhere, if her skull was found or anywhere on the body, I'm assuming bullets or knives could cause nicks on the bone. Mr. Steve could speak to that better than I can, but I mean, that would be about the only way that I would think of, that I could think of as a non-professional, that you could, find have any kind of signs of foul play. Miss Ange said, "Did Arctic do this too?" He probably did. Arctic is a machine when it comes to putting out videos about missing cases, and so he probably did at some point when she went missing. Did do a video. If you're talking about this case, did a video about Emily. Yeah, I'm the same way. And she says, I watch so many. I know, that's why I watch so many. I can't keep up with who did what and where I read what or saw what. Yep, absolutely. John Paul says needed definitive timeline, some info, and so vague. Yep. And I'm sure the law enforcement is trying to put together that timeline. But the only thing they mentioned is seeing her on the boyfriend or the ex-husband or whatever he was called, and called her mom, and said, I haven't seen her. And apparently from this article, he said he did not even know, or he claims that he didn't even know that she was coming at that particular time to visit the kids. So then how would he know that she was missing, unless I misread something? Let me find, okay, so he says, Dateline spoke to Steve by text. He says the last time he saw Emily was the end of March or the beginning of April, and was unaware Emily had plans to visit the kids. He says, quote, I had no knowledge of Emily wanting to see her kids April 12th because she did not call me. And then he says he confirmed calling her mother when he hadn't heard from Emily for a while. So, I mean, I don't know what a while would be. I don't know how often that would be. I'm sure police did ask. It would be useful to know when how often she would be in touch with him, and how long would it have to be for him not to hear from her before he would be concerned. So just something to think about. But she was seen. What I was going to say is she was seen on, I think one time on the video surveillance at the Waffle House, and then they said there was this what they called an ambiguous figure, that was part of the investigation. Let's see. So while they work to establish a timeline of Emily's disappearance, they say, quote, video evidence was seized from multiple locations. Bissell told Dateline authorities obtained video from a Waffle House in St. Louis County that, quote, appears to depict Emily, who did not appear to be in distress. The department did not specify the date that Emily was seen at the Waffle House, but according to her mother, it was around midnight on April 11th, which was the night before she last spoke to Emily. Bissell told Dateline other videos have been seized as well, though the persons depicted in the video, person or persons depicted in the video, is more ambiguous and remains a part of the investigation. And then it goes on to say they conducted canvassed the area, seized more evidence, did all the interviews, revisited locations, worked with other law enforcement agencies and search parties. So they were working to establish the timeline, apparently. Hopefully that answers your question. In a very long, my usual long-winded way. Yeah. John Paul says, I don't think magic was her hobby. No one just vanishes. Yeah. We always say, you know, it's like somebody vanished into thin air, but we all know nobody just vanishes into thin air. Something happens, whether it be an accident or foul play or self-harm. Now, I'm not saying self-harm it had anything to do with this case, but thank you, Dandy. Put in Arctic Fox's link. Please do check out Arctic. He is a wonderful human being, a wonderful creator, a wonderful advocate. He is a machine. I keep saying it. He is a machine, putting out videos, sharing missing persons flyers. I have him on here with me a lot as a co-host. He was on with me Wednesday night when we were discussing the developments in Morgan Nick case. So if any of you have not watched that, if you're interested in Morgan's case and the latest developments, please do watch. I did a short video, about a 10-minute video, and then we also did a live stream that was about 2 hours long. So short for my standards, you know, for my live streams. Me and Arctic discussed, and people that was in chat discussed the developments and our thoughts. Very interesting. We all had opinions on. So for anybody who didn't know, that haven't heard about the developments in Morgan's case, they have through advanced DNA technology, this Othram Labs in Texas. They sent one hair that was found when the cold case unit started working on Morgan's case. They ended up finding Billy Jack Link's truck like 20 some odd years later, reprocessed it, did a lot of vacuum, and they found hairs, more than one hair, but they tested the one hair that they got DNA from, and it was a match to what they said, either Colleen Nick's siblings, or Colleen Nick's children. So that is why they say that it does belong to Morgan, and now Billy Jack Links is officially named a suspect. So that is the latest developments for anybody who was didn't know or was interested in the Morgan Nick case. Yeah, John Paul says where sound can't travel far enough to, yes, in wooded areas. John Paul also says anthropology can help too. Absolutely. I was always fascinated, and I know it's not how it works in real life, but that if anybody remembers that show Bones that was on, she was a forensic anthropologist, and she worked with the police when they found, you know, skeletal remains to help, you know, find evidence and help solve the case. I love that show. Like I said, I know that's not how it works in real life, but it's fun to watch. And I think that's why I was always am so interested in DNA. It's because back when the original CSI TV show was on, once again, nothing anywhere close to real life, but I loved CSI, love that show. So then when I got I started researching the real CSI and how everything is done in real life, and it fascinates me. Fascinates me. Yes, John Paul says, sometimes you can catch more new info when you review info more and more. Absolutely. Yes, she was seen on camera at a Waffle House. Miss Paula says she agrees with me about something. Once again, I'm behind. I don't know what she agrees with, but thank you. There is the Astro from space. Hello. He says, hello, family. Hello, Astro. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you here. Miss Paula says, I hope they find the person who committed this tragedy. She was pretty. Yeah. Like I said, as of right now, it's not being investigated as foul play. Now, if they happen to find something, information or anything from her remains to indicate foul play or anything suspicious, the only thing they mentioned, like I said in this article, that was a little bit, they said they had this ambiguous character that they saw in this video that was part of the investigation, but they didn't elaborate. So we'll just have to take that for what it's worth. We don't know. We don't even know if it's foul play or not. It could have been an accident of some sort. But they found her 5 months after she disappeared. Yeah, so you're talking about the TV show. Miss Paula says she loves CSI. Yes, I love that TV show. The original. I watched the spinoffs too, because they had the original CSI, which I believe was in, where was, I don't even remember where in Florida. Was it in Florida? The original CSI, was it in Florida or set in Florida? And then they had CSI Vegas, they had CSI New York, they had the CSI Cyber, they had all kinds of, and then lately I think they had a CSI International. There was all sorts of spin-offs. But in my opinion, the original was the best. Yes, Astro says, if it'll come up, she was just lovely. Absolutely. Beautiful girl. Oh, hold on. No, Jean Paul says, do you have a way to access that video from? No, I have no access to anything. I'm not any kind of professional of any sort. I get all my information from the Google machine. Whatever they report publicly, that's all I have access to. Now, if it's a case from here in Arkansas, I can get on. Just every state, I'm sure, has a website that you can get on to access public records, court records, trial transcripts. I can get those for Arkansas cases. But now, as far as accessing any other kind of, I can't. I wish I could. But I can't. Paula says she's seen all the CSIs. Thank you, Miss Ange, for being here. Miss Ange says she's got to go. She's tired. You night owls, have a good night. Thank you, Miss Ange, for being here. Always a pleasure and honor to have you here. Please do check out Miss Ange's channel, Truth and Justice channel. She is a wonderful human being, wonderful creator, wonderful advocate. Yeah, I don't know if it's available publicly anywhere. I don't know. I don't know if Mr. Steve is still here. He could probably speak to. Usually, I'm going to go on the assumption that they usually, while it's still an open, I'm assuming it's still an open, active investigation, that they're, unless they have trying to identify this ambiguous figure that they say they saw, unless they may release a portion of it to see if anybody recognizes this person or persons. But I'm just going to go into the assumption that they're not going to really release the whole video to the public. And that's just usually how they work. Yeah, I was like, John Paul says maybe police released the CCTV footage. It's possible. Possible. Yeah, Paula says, talking about going back to the CSI TV show. And she says, I believe that the stories were fiction, yes, but the science behind it was real and the technology. Yeah. 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 Well, you know, they, just like any other drama TV show and police procedural TV shows, they got to add some drama in with it. And I do know for sure that they did not get, in real life, you do not get results back as quickly as they do on the TV shows. I know that part definitely in real life does not work that way. Absolutely not. All right. Oh, a little bit over 2 hours. Let me see. Okay, so another body has been recovered. This is Brooke Strattan. Now, this is one that I had not heard of. Let me get her article. Or it's matching. It's not for sure. Hasn't been for sure identified, but there it matches the description of. Need a drink right quick. And this is from. Let me get all the ads out of the way. This article is from the 3rd, yesterday. Oh my gosh, these ads kill me. MPD, and this is from, where's this from? Madison. We'll say Madison, Wisconsin. I'm going to assume. Once again, I'm just assuming. So MPD chief, body matching description of missing 24-year-old recovered from a pond. I mean, that picture there is of let me find her name again. I apologize. I'm trying to make my way through all these ads. So a body matching the description of a missing 24-year-old woman was recovered Thursday evening, according to Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes. MPD had asked for the public's help in locating Brooke Strattan, who was last seen just 3 days ago. Barnes said the body was recovered from a pond in the area of Monroe Street and Lewis Court. Police were told by a community member they thought they saw someone walking in that area who matched Stratton's description. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office will identify the body. According to a news release, Brooke Strattan was last seen around 7 a.m. Monday in the area of O'Donnell Road and Whitney Way on the city's west side, and that she was with a man. That man is now being questioned by police, Barnes said, and he is in custody on unrelated charges. So Brooke was reported missing on Tuesday. Officers visited several addresses where she had connections. MPD had detectives and officers searching for Brooke near O'Donnell Hills Park on Thursday afternoon. Chief Barnes is now turning to the public to see if anyone in the Dudgeon Monroe area has surveillance footage from Monday, ranging from 7 to 8:30 a.m. to determine how she arrived near the pond. Barnes said, if you live in this area, if you have a Ring camera or you have a camera in your business and you think you may have a vantage point, please let us know. Give us a call so we can come by and come take a look at that. According to spokesperson Stephanie Fryer, there has been a spike in missing persons in Madison in 2024. So far this year, there have been 154 missing people reported, and that is up 22% from the same time last year. So that is some very disheartening figures there. I thought it gave a number. A number to call if you have any information. But apparently this article did not. Let me see if I can find really quickly a number. Let me see. Yeah, so it's just in Madison, Wisconsin. Okay, anyone with information on the case is asked to call the MPD at 608-255-2345. So call the Madison Police Department. All right, let me get back into your comments. Yeah, Dandy says, I oftentimes wonder if any investigating even took place. I just, and I'm not saying, anything about the ex, oh no, going back to Emily's case, Emily Strite's case. Not saying anything, obviously I don't know, but it just, he says that he had no idea that she was going to come on at that particular time to visit the kids. She ends up disappearing, or she's seen on this video from Waffle House, along with some ambiguous figures, they say, that are part of the investigation. But yet he calls her mother to see, because he's worried because he hasn't heard from her in a while. But now that could be completely innocent. Like I said, I don't know how often they were in touch with each other, if it was just when she was going to come visit the kids, how much length of time would have to go by for him to be worried, or, wonder why she hasn't got in contact with him. So it's just, that's a little bit strange to me in Emily's case. And now with Brooke's case, no clue. Just that very strange. She was seen with a man walking near the pond. And they have talked to him, and they said he was arrested on unrelated charges, so it was not any charges related to Brooke's case. But it didn't say what kind of charges he was arrested on. John Paul says the tip seems strange that someone happened to know she was there. Talking about walking at the pond. I think they said there was, well, it says, according to let me find the original article, a witness saw her walking close to the pond with a man. I don't know how close or far away this witness was. I don't think it said. Says police were told by a community member that they thought they saw someone walking in that area who matched her description. So, and according to a news release, she was last seen around 7 a.m. in the area of O'Donnell Road and Whitney Way on the city's west side with a man. So, and then she ended up in the pond. They found her in the pond. So very, very red flaggy, in my opinion. Something was going on. It's just my opinion. I don't know for sure. All right. See how long we've been going. 2.5 hours. Okay, then I gotta hurry up here. Actually, I'm gonna skip over this one for now. I'm gonna do a video on Aaron Fortner. I believe was a Duchess, I believe, Antarctic. if I'm remembering correctly, and I could be wrong. So if somebody knows, please correct me. I believe Duchess and Arctic actually interviewed Aaron's mother on a live stream not too long ago about this case. So to go visit Duchess' channel, her link is in the description box of the live stream. Lots of good information on Aaron's case. Just for time purposes, like I said, I'll probably do a short video with just the basic information at some point on Aaron. But if you want to read the article that I was going to read, all the articles that I used are, the links are in the description box for all the source articles that I used. So this, there's a new Netflix documentary or a new Unsolved Mysteries episode coming out about a case, Carnell Sledge and Catherine Kate Brown. Let me get that article. There it is. So this article is from this October 2nd. It says, not over, Netflix's Unsolved Mysteries bringing local homicide case to national spotlight. And this is a case I don't think I'd heard of until I found this article. And this is from Fairview Park, Ohio. A Netflix show is bringing a 5-year-old Northeast Ohio cold case to the national spotlight. Unsolved Mysteries Volume 5 drops this month on Netflix, where viewers will learn about the homicides of Carnell Sledge and Kate Brown, which took place in the Cleveland Metro Parks Rocky River Reservation in broad daylight in 2019. In the trailer, scenes of the park are depicted with voiceovers from people who knew them saying, why Nell, why Kate, and quote, someone knows what happened, it's not over. So let me get rid of these ads out of the way. So in June, the Fox 8 I-Team spoke with Cleveland Metro Parks Police Chief Kelly Stillman about the investigation. At the time, he said the police were looking at ways to bring the case to a wider audience's attention, but was not clear what that would look like. As Stillman said, we feel by going to a larger population that maybe somebody was there on June 4th, 2019, and maybe somewhere someone may see it, and that may be the break we need. To this day, we have not given up, and we will not give up. The new Netflix season started on October 2nd. In a press release just ahead of the series airing, the Cleveland Metro Parks said they continue to work with the FBI and Crime Stoppers on the case. Anyone with information that results in an arrest and conviction is eligible for a $1,000 reward. We're hopeful that this national spotlight will result in new tips and leads to solve this case. This investigation remains a top priority of Cleveland Metro Parks Police Department and will remain as such until we can bring justice and closure to the families. Crime Stoppers can be reached at 216-252-7463. Tips can be made anonymously. I thought this article gave information about the actual crime. Hold on. Once again, I believe they were GSW'd, I believe. One second. Well, if I could type right. If I could type. I get too fast trying to type. What am I doing? Oh goodness, we're gonna have a dumpster fire. Hold on. Okay. Okay, here's an article from 2 days ago. The latest updates on Carnell Sledge and Kate Brown's homicides. Okay. On June 4th, 2019, friends Carnell, Nell Sledge, and Kate Brown were found GSW'd in broad daylight near a bench in Ohio's Metro Parks Rocky River Reservation Park. Carnell was GSW twice. Kate was once. Two kayakers walking by happened to see their bodies. They called police, and a full homicide investigation ensued. It has been 5 years since their homicides. Their loved ones still do not have answers. On the day of the homicides, Kate and Nell had been, and Carnell had texted back and forth the afternoon of June 4th. They decided to meet up. They drove to the park and sat on the bench together. And at some point between 5:08 and 5:22 p.m. is when they were killed. The bench sits close to a busy highway, making Carnell and Kate's family suspicious of how no one heard or saw anything. The police determined that they were both GSW'd from behind, and Carnell was first. Though they can speculate, they could not determine who the target was or what the motive was. Police determined the robbery was very unlikely motive because Kate and Carnell had belongings like cell phones and wallets that the offenders did not take. Another mystery about the crime is why they were meeting. Both of their families were unsure what they had wanted to talk about, though Kate's parents said that the two would be there for each other when the other was struggling with something. Excuse me. Kate's sister speculated that Carnell might have planned to tell Kate that he wanted to be more than friends, though we don't have evidence that the two were romantic. Kate's sister revealed that Carnell expressed wanting to, quote, end up with Kate. Potential suspects and theories. A man who worked for a roofing company was parked in a truck when police arrived at the scene. He said he saw Kate and Carnell, but did not hear the gunshots or see anyone suspicious. While Carnell's parents say they questioned the roofer's story, the police ultimately did rule him out. After searching his electronic devices, they were able to see that he was busy during the time that the homicides were committed. He was the first person of interest in the case. Let's say, was it a hate crime? Another theory people close to the case had was that the homicides were committed for discriminatory reasons because Carnell was a person of color, Kate was white. So a random knucklehead POS might have a theory. Another theory was that it was gang related, though investigators weren't convinced because gang related violence isn't usually towards innocent people. Kate's sister wondered if they were followed. As for potential suspects who had a personal connection to Kate and Carnell, police did look into Carnell's ex-girlfriend, Alyssa. They found out that Alyssa had a concealed carry permit, which was a big red flag. They said Alyssa was at work during the time the homicides took place, so she was ruled out. Police say she was cooperative in the investigation. She did give her firearm to the police. They determined it was not the homicide weapon. Just trying to find some other. Alyssa also says that she believes the homicide had to be someone that Kate knew because she believed no one would want to harm Carnell. Kate's sister read through Kate's journals and other belongings to try and find clues. Prior to her death, Kate had begun going on dates through Tinder. Never a good idea, in my opinion. One Tinder date the show mentions did not go well. Kate felt that this man was dangerous. She later found out that that man had taken someone's life 10 years ago, which was understandably very alarming to her. So she never saw him again. Police did investigate the man and determined that he did have an alibi during at the time of the homicide. Another potential theory was Kate's ex-boyfriend. DV had been involved in that relationship. They broke up a few years before the homicides. Though her family says Kate continued to see him secretly, police determined that Kate and her ex-boyfriend were together the night before she died. Was it possible they got into a fight and the ex-boyfriend followed her to the park and he was the offender? But police confirmed that he was at a barber shop at the time, so he was ruled out. Says, though there were many theories tossed around, nothing substantial stuck. The families of Kate and Nell were able to raise $100,000 for reward money. Still no luck in the case. Eventually, the case started to go cold and the momentum slowed down. Their loved ones began losing hope, though they still look for answers to this day. Carnell's family held a vigil for him and Kate in June of 2024, gathering around the park bench to remember them. While speaking with a local news outlet, Carnell's grandmother, Audrey Posey, said, quote, "I feel sad. I feel hurt. It's like part of me is dead. Part of me just does not exist, but it is real. I do not want to believe it, even though it's been 5 years." Earlier this year, a local news outlet reported that their team, quote, uncovered a new push in the case, with Cleveland Metro Parks Police Chief Kelly Stillman giving the following statement, a quote, "As much as I'd like to tell you what's going on, a lot of this is done covertly. We feel by going to a larger population that maybe somebody was there on June 4th, 2019, and maybe maybe somewhere someone may see it, and that may be the break we need. To this day, we have not given up and will not give up." Despite the 5 years it's been since the homicides, their families are still as determined as ever to find answers. If you have any information about this crime, please call authorities at Cuyahoga County at 216-252-7463. You can also submit a tip at www.25crime.com or on unsolved.com. And all 4 episodes of the Unsolved Mysteries are now streaming on Netflix. So that is the information, background, or the actual information on that crime. All right. I think we got one more. So one more Netflix documentary, and I'm very interested in this one for one. So this is season 3 of Monster on Netflix. So season 1 was Dahmer, which I have not watched yet. Eventually I will. Season 2 that's out now is about the Menendez brothers, and season 3, which starts filming actually on Halloween of this year, is going to be about Ed Gein and Charlie Hunnam, who, if anybody watched Sons of Anarchy, he played Jax on Sons of Anarchy. Loved Sons of Anarchy. Loved Charlie Hunnam. So he's going to play Ed Gein in the season 3. So I just have a quick article about that. Stop my cam for a minute, get a drink. So Monster season 3, filming start date and title revealed by Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy reveals the official title and filming start date for Monster season 3, Netflix's anthology series co-created by Ian Brennan. Explores the lives of real monstrous figures, with the first season focusing on Jeffrey Dahmer, who was played by Evan Peters. If anybody watches the American Horror Story, Evan Peters was a regular actor on that series. The second season is focusing on Lyle and Eric Menendez. Monster season 3 is currently in the works, which will focus on serial offender Ed Gein, who will be played by Charlie Hunnam. In an interview with Collider, Ryan Murphy revealed that Monster season 3 is officially titled The Original Monster and starts shooting on Halloween, October 31st. He also went on to discuss why Ed Gein was chosen as a subject of season 3, Let me get these ads out of the way once again. He says, we're calling that season the original monster because that's kind of what he was. We start shooting on Halloween, so we're deep in it, and I'm very excited about it. After we did Menendez, Ian and I were talking about it, and we were interested in this idea of, quote, where did our cultural interest in serial offenders begin? So I'm trying to think. I think mine probably started with the Manson cult and homicides. I read Helter Skelter when I was very young, probably too young to be reading it, and that's when I became interested in true crime and serial offenders and things of that nature. So please let me know in chat, anybody who's still here, or if you're watching replay, leave a comment. Was there any particular person or event that got you into true crime? So he goes on to say, where and how did all this start? Based on our research, the very first one who became a celebrity, what they call a celebrity, at that level was Ed Gein, who was an instant crazy celebrity from the moment he was arrested. Nobody had ever heard of anything like that. Then we found out he was motivated, obviously, but he was schizophrenic. How he became what he became was a very interesting story. The amazing thing that the show talks about is how many villains and how much pop culture is based on Ed Gein, and that is true. Psycho, Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, American Psycho, so on and so on. Those are all in some way or another loosely based on Ed Gein. Ed Gein influenced a lot of things in the past 100 years, and this season is a very interesting season to work on because it asks the question, how did we get so interested in this and why? Where did it all begin? So I thought that was very interesting. Let's see if it, so I already talked about the first 2 seasons. So Ron Murphy mentions Monster season 3's title, The Original Monster, indicates how it will explore the origins of cultural fascination with serial offenders, which traces back to Ed Gein, who arguably became the first, quote, celebrity serial offender when his crimes garnered significant attention in 1957. Season 3 should also explore how Ed Gein inspired multiple horror movies, including Psycho, Silence of the Lambs, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and more. By focusing on the original monster, Ed Gein, Season 3 will explore how our interest in such monstrous figures began. So I, for one, am very excited about this. So like I said, if any of you guys, what was your first either serial offender or event that got you into true crime? I said mine was most definitely reading the book Helter Skelter about the Manson homicides, and then they did make, back in the 80s, I'm sure they've made several movies. Back in the 80s, they made a movie came out, and I watched it, which was based on the book. And so that is what sparked my young mind, my interest in serial offenders and true crime. And then as I got older, obviously, I started looking past the offenders and focusing more on the victims and the families, and sharing their stories and getting their names and faces out there. So, and here I am. All right, I think that was the last thing I had for tonight. So if anybody has anything else, any other questions, comments, anything else you guys want to talk about, we can go probably for about however long, maybe about another 15 minutes or so. That'll be about 3 hours. If anybody is still out there, but thank you all for being here. I know Miss Gail is gone, but once again, thank you to Miss Gail for the super sticker. Thanks to all the members. Thanks to all the members, the subscribers, the whole community. I could not do this without you guys. Absolutely. I was sitting here talking to myself, and I talk to myself enough as it is. So today is Friday. So Monday we will have our usual Missing Person Monday live stream, and I believe we will be doing Illinois. I'll be sharing from the Charlie Project cases from Illinois, cold cases, because usually on Missing Person Monday I do cold cases, and then during the week I share short videos, upload short videos of some more current missing, and then some solved cases I come across, just anything interesting. What else? Wednesday, once again, Sunday I'll have a members video out, most likely the reading of the Billy Jack Links document. Wednesday I will have another members only video out, sharing with you a case in a community that I'm very, very familiar with. A new series I'm going to do just for the members of cases that happened either, and of course I won't ever name the community I live in, but either happened in the community I live in, surrounding communities, things of that nature that I know very well. In one of the cases, at least one of the cases, I actually know some of the people that were involved in the case, so that will be coming, and that will be a multi-part series of videos on that case, because lots and lots of stuff to unpack in that one. So that is what's coming up for this week. So if anybody has any last comments, questions, goodbyes, anything you have to say, thanks again, everybody. Do a little bit of multitasking. Once again, thanks everybody for watching. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask again. Thank you to everybody that was here live. I don't want to miss anybody. John Paul Hanson, Dandy, Paula, Chris, Miss Ann from Truth and Justice. I'll probably start repeating names. Astro from Space. Mr. Steve was here. Dandy, I probably already said Dandy. Miss Paula. Michigan Wifey, Junior Johnson. I'm trying to do some from memory. Chris. Lance from Canada. If I forget anybody, I apologize. Doodle was here. Doodlebug was here. And we had some new names. Amit was here. Just trying to go back through chat. If I forget it, if I forget to mention you, I apologize. But the chat is so long, I can't go. Melissa Wildcard was here. Miss Barb Hall was here. Always a pleasure and an honor to have Miss Barb here. Gail. I think I got just about everybody. Go back down. All right, guys, I want to get out of here for tonight because my voice is about to go. Once again, thank you so much. I will see you Monday night with the live stream for Missing Person Monday. Once again, members, look for the members only videos. In this coming week, I'll have some videos to upload during the week for you guys. Wednesday, I'm going to try to do a live stream on a case that Some of my members and subs here got me in touch with a family member of a case that I had mentioned that we had talked about on this Monday with our missing poster Monday, Jamie Valdez from here in Arkansas. His sister sent me a lot of information, and that's what I was going to actually do tonight, but I haven't had time to get all the information put together and get a presentation put together for it. So I'm hoping to have that done and be able to do a live stream on that Wednesday, but I will let you know about that. So until definitely Monday, I will see you. So until then, be careful out there. Take care of each other. That's the most important thing we can do. Take care of each other. We're all we have. I love you guys, and I will see you Monday. Bye.